Alright, guys, I want to check out this post that was put up by Rachel. Let's read through it. Hey guys, I am exposing my own fuck up below for transparency. Obviously, there was a fair bit of context which I left out of my last post after I privated my last video with Emily's voice note. Basically, Emily gave me the voice note, screenshots, and a clip, which I ended up not using. It was not the rage video. And I had consent to use them with no strings attached. So she's saying, like, Emily gave her a voice note, the screenshots, and a clip, which was not the rage video. And Rachel had full consent to use them. There was no money involved. No one was asking for money or offering money for this. All right. Prior to this, Emily had told me some pretty damning information about Amber owing her lots of money for the trip they took where Emily drove Amber home. I wanted the receipts for this pretty bad, but I didn't think it was something Emily would be super keen on sharing. So, Rachel saying Emily shared with her this information. Rachel didn't say to her, hey, can you show me the receipts? That wasn't a good, imitation, but whatever. You guys, if you've been here before, are used to my bad, imitations. Alright, so she didn't even ask, like, hey, do you want to give me these, receipts? She said, in her brain that is very, educated, she has a degree in philosophy, she was like, Rachel was like, I'll offer her the AdSense because I'm pretty sure she probably wouldn't be keen on sharing these. So I very stupidly offered Emily that if she was willing to give me these receipts, I would split the AdSense on that separate finance related video with her. Later, once the voice note video was well underway, Emily asked me if we could just split the AdSense from the voice note video instead of the finance one, as she felt it made no difference. I, again, stupidly, the philosophy major, said yes, thinking, well, we were going to split the finance video anyway, so it really makes no difference if we just split this one instead. It is essential to note that Emily had already given me consent to use the voice note prior to this rearrangement of which video would be split. She also never sent the finance receipts she had mentioned, the ones that you offered money for, basically, right? All right, unless I'm reading this wrong. I mean, I'm no philosophy major. I could barely pronounce words. She did not let me use the voice note because of any money. She had already said yes to this, and then the agreement was transferred. That wording. All right. I then became very suspicious that Emily maybe was not the victim and the great person I was basically making her out to be. sorry. I then became very suspicious that Emily and Amber were talking again. I would say that they never stopped talking, but, what do I know? I'm just a fly on the wall. I'm no philosophy major. Amber deleted her lives, posted that statement, and it was clear that Emily and Amber were not done with each other. I thought, despite her shitty character, that receipts coming from Emily were still valuable and showing, because I figured you guys pretty much anything I put up that is like quote unquote receipts, you guys eat that shit up. So, I mean, I assume they were still valuable. And showing these did not mean I was defending her, even though it did seem like you were kind of defending her pretty much this whole time. But, I mean, that's just my opinion. However, it became clear to me that my good intentions were being taken for granted. Taken for granted by who? Emily? This great person? Get out of town. That Emily did not just want to provide receipts, but in fact, she viewed my videos as payback to Amber for their own personal dramas. I would wonder if Emily and Amber have always kind of been in cahoots. And if they tried to do this first to Mr. Snowflake, but he backed out because maybe he smelled something fishy, I don't know. Because, in my opinion, like, nothing would make Amber Lynn's, dick more hard than making a fool out of one of the reaction channels that she, specifically, uh, I feel like she doesn't like any of them, but they're ones that she definitely dislikes more than others. I would say Jordy, Snowflake, maybe Rachel, would be on the top of those, that list of creators that she would definitely, feel a little tingle in the, in her twat about if something happened to them that made them not look so good. Just an opinion. The Emily not just one private seats, but in fact she viewed my videos. But I was not comfortable being used as a pawn in their wider game. I therefore decided that there was no way on this God's green earth that I was going to pay this person to make me look like a mug. Even though I was going to pay her before, I had no problem making arrangement and a rearrangement before to get quote-unquote receipts, but not to look like a mug, damn it. I told her as much. Told her I would happily donate this portion to charity instead, so that I would not benefit from the decision. So I told her I would happily donate this portion to charity instead. I would say the entire portion, any revenue made on these videos should be donated to Beck, if what you're saying is true, from any angle or side. That's just my opinion. We all know that Beck is going through a lot, and they could really use the money. And I feel like Rachel has said more than once, oh, yeah, I might be wrong, but she's one of the people that mentions how Amber took Beck's inheritance. I might be wrong about that. I'm surprised that she didn't, in her own mind, her philosophical, super smart brain, didn't immediately realize, like when she's like saying here, I decided I'm going to donate that portion or whatever portion. Immediately, you didn't think, oh, Beck. But all right. So I would not benefit from it. She got angry. She got angry? Who? Emily? I thought Emily was super calm and, all right, but whatever. So she got very angry, suddenly blamed my video for being harassed, despite having been okay with it prior. She was fine with it before, when she was thinking she was going to get money from it. All right, she did not want the money to go to charity. She wanted to be paid. She wanted to be paid the way she was promised? That's crazy. She tried to make it sound like she had not given me consent to use the voice note already. She had, and I can prove it. I wonder if they spoke on the phone and both these people, recorded each other without letting the other person know. Oh, man. Now this is going to turn into a thing. Is this going to turn into a thing where Rachel has things? I'm going to show you what Emily sent me. And Emily's going to be like, well, I have proof that she said this or that. Oh my God, what a mess. They're going to be offering money to one another to keep shit to themselves, because nothing either of you show now is going to make either one of you look better in this, in my opinion. But, I don't know, show the receipts, show the receipts. And she gave me an ultimatum to pay her or take my video down. Okay, so that explains why you originally took your video down? I wasn't paying her, so I took the video down. It is now back up. I wonder if it's back up because neither person feels like they have the receipts to basically out the other, to, make the... Alright, I acknowledge that I was an absolute fucking idiot for offering her money under any circumstances, and that it was also wrong to do so, and then change my mind afterward. Okay. I would say this, being that you are a philosophy major, You're a college graduate. You're a smart person. As you have put, I mean, the way you presented it, you're really smart. So I'm surprised that you even got yourself in this mess to begin with. It's kind of weird. But, but they do acknowledge that they were an absolute fucking idiot for even offering her money under any circumstances. That should be enough for you guys. And that it was also wrong to do so. And then change my mind afterward. I think what you should be saying is that it was wrong to do so, period, point blank. That's it. I think if you were gonna do this, there's no problem with it, but you should have let your audience know that from the beginning. Because a lot of them wouldn't have watched your video to begin with. The same way they watch reaction videos instead of going right to Chantal or Amberlynn, because they don't want Amberlynn or Chantal to get the view to begin with, right? They don't want to show them any sort of support. That's why they watch reaction videos. Not everyone, but a lot of people who do. So I feel like they would have felt the same way about this. Just saying, just making a point. At the same time, there was absolutely no way that I could, in good faith to my audience, allow a single penny of the AdSense money from your viewership to go to Emily. When it was clear, this is after. Alright. Whatever. I'm just going to read this. At the same time, there was absolutely no way that I could, in good faith to my audience, allow a single penny of the AdSense money from your viewership to go to Emily when it was clear that she was enjoying these weird mind games between herself and Amber and viewed videos made by me as punishment to Amber. Well, I would say this. You could have just showed your quote-unquote receipts or whatever the hell you had gotten from Emily and just read them off without making it so much. A lot of what you said, in my opinion, when I watched the first video that you put up, I really felt like you were going out of your way to kind of make it sound like poor Emily. Emily's been through so much. Amber's so evil. I think you can dislike Amber and everything she's done without embracing these other people that I don't think Erica was a good person. I don't think Erica's wife. I don't care how many people like Amberlynn was in a relationship with a married person. I say a married person was in a relationship with Amberlynn. I don't care how much I dislike Amberlynn, I can still acknowledge that this person admittedly catfished Amberlynn alongside their wife. And then, after X amount of time, started messaging Amberlynn without their wife being part of it. All of a sudden, there wasn't a catfishing anymore. I don't know, the whole thing. I feel like sometimes people get a little crazy because they dislike Amberlynn so much that they're willing to look past others, the whole school, this whole group of people. Again, we attract sometimes people that want to take what we are, that want to be what we are, but a lot of the time, birds of a feather flock together. And I think most people, just looking at Emily from the get, how they were introduced to this community and everything else attached to them. Whatever went on between Emily and Amberlynn, separate from that, Emily has not shown themselves to be a trustworthy person or someone that I would classify as being a good person. All right, let me just this is just kind of I don't know what you guys are feeling about this, but obviously I'm feeling some sort of stuff. Okay. This was icky to me. Yeah, alright. Now this was icky to you, but okay. I wanted receipts. That was all. I was mad about Amber still owing back the inheritance money. Now, the fact that they're bringing up back in this, and they've already brought up, like, I decided, I should donate such and such to charity or some donation. Did you not think of back? You thought of them here when you're talking about how mad you is about Amber still owing back this inheritance money that you feel, she basically stole Beck's inheritance money. All right. I don't know. That is a little strange. And from someone so intelligent, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like they could have redeemed themselves in this post by saying from the get, I should have let you guys know that this arrangement was made from the, because a lot of you, I realized, probably wouldn't have watched the video to begin with, or you would have watched it through a reaction channel because you wouldn't have wanted, any of this money going to Emily. Or I could have said, I feel all of this should be donated to Beck, as their inheritance money, as I've stated over and over and over again, was basically stole by Amber. And that's icky to me. But whatever. All right. Their inheritance money. And I wanted everyone to know that Amber, evil Amber, had financially screwed over another ex. And therefore, I made an offer I shouldn't have made. And realized that it was a mistake too late. Yeah, once I realized Emily was trying to keep receipts on me offering money and such, and probably threatened to out you. I understand if people are mad at me for this. The portion offered to Emily, I feel like not only the portion you offered to Emily, but the whole amount should be given as donation to Beck. That's just my opinion. The portion offered to Emily will instead go to charity. What charity? What charity? All of it should go to charity at this point. I don't know. That's just my opinion. On or around November 26th, I will post the donation receipt here. Emily's response to the situation proved that my intuition was right. Her intention was never to get her story out as a DV victim, and I was wearing some serious rose gold glasses in pursuit of the receipts. Sorry for being a twat. Sorry for being a twat. I did get some interesting receipts, though. Please see the Venmo below, where Amber was blocked on all platforms, so she sent Emily $1 because she wanted her to answer the phone at 1 a.m. I mean, this receipt, it's like, all right, it's showing that Amber Lynn was so quote-unquote pathetic that she sent $1 to Emily to please answer me, which we already know, and this was January 20th. They're still talking. This is something that has been ongoing in their connection, in my opinion, between Emily and Amber. Back and forth, up and down, a turbulent, chaotic, abusive relationship. That's what this is, in my opinion. I think this is very interesting. I wouldn't mind knowing some of your thoughts. No, I don't want to add a comment, but I'd like to see the comments. Maybe give the money to Beck. They're going through so much right now. You should definitely give her cut to Beck. You should give the whole thing to Beck, in my opinion. Just a little part of the inheritance money back. I agree with the others. Give that money to Beck. Every day we learn more and more about how much ARL and Emily deserve each other. Truly a perfect match. I mean, I didn't need any of this to tell me that. I don't know why you guys, Alright, for the sake of protecting yourself in the future, do not talk to Fed Bundy anymore. She is way more clever than any of Amber's other exes. Evidence has already shown she is sick in the mind and willing to play dirty and be as toxic as Amber herself. Protect your peace, Rachel. Thank you for being transparent. I would say Rachel really wasn't transparent. I think she's choosing now, and even in this post. But whatever, that's just my opinion. Hold up, do not send that money to charity, send it to Beck. You feel Emily played Rachel? I mean, I think I think that was messy, that, in my opinion, that post and how it was worded. She's making herself out to be a victim in this, which I don't think she is, Rachel, in my opinion. Hold up, do not say many. Emily played you. Poor Rachel. Hit back at her. I mean, why would you ever, ever communicate with this person, Emily, and then make it out like, poor Emily, they've been through so much. They obviously, and then, I mean, you even said things like in this post now, you're making it out like you're a victim, that you're a victim of Emily, like you know, but, and you even said in your videos, uh, you didn't feel that Emily was doing things to Anne Boleyn in that relationship that were like the things that the community was saying and accusing Emily of, like being part of that community. The stuff that went on with the person she was with before Amberlyn. You said in one video, yeah, Emily likes bigger, much larger women. And you're talking and saying it like that's a normal thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, she's just a normal girl who just happens to like really big girls. I mean, if I'm not going to give Anne Boleyn, you know, uh, like I'm not gonna, give Anne Boleyn an inch or forgive Anne Boleyn for her bullshit or Emily. Why would I look at this any differently? All right, you were gonna pay this girl for receipts when you didn't. You're admitting in the post you didn't even ask. You're saying she gave you X, Y, and Z, no strings attached, for you to do as you pleased. I almost wonder if what it was is, I'll give you this, and if you get a certain amount of views or whatever, and it's worth it to you, then let's work something out, and I'll give you this real juicy juice here. Because in my opinion, the text didn't really show me anything that, like I said before, that I didn't already assume went on in the relationship, or that Amber or Emily haven't in some way verbalized it or attacked each other, and up to this point with, like, this information or that information. Now you're seeing it though, and yeah. Again, a lot of people saying, please give it Ted back. Knowing so much of your audience does not like Emily, how could you not disclose that she would be getting money from one of your videos? Is it because you knew people wouldn't watch? Because we don't want to give someone like her our views. Yeah, I agree with that. Give half the ads. I think you should give all of it to Beck. This is lolcow behavior, someone said. Paying anyone for receipts in the Amberverse is absolutely crazy work. Really disappointed to see that someone I thought was one of the less shady Gorlworld channels ended up being just as shady, if not even more. I had a lot of faith and trust that what you were reporting was going to be solid evidence. While I still think Amber is just as bad as we think she is, you doing this has made me think Emily is just as bad as you were covering it up to get info. Yeah. Yeah. That's what... I wanted to like it, but... because I agree. In your own words, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. As an avid viewer, this is pretty disappointing watching you get played like this and putting money before morals. I do not think that this very intelligent philosophy major was played. Alright? That's just my opinion. I think that they wanted receipts. They know that's what people in Gorlworld eat up. Alright? Honestly, Rachel, you have lost credibility here. Don't get involved with them. They are bad people. I mean, she should have already realized this. I still don't understand why you would offer Emily a cent from your videos, considering all the information that was already released about Emily and how she willingly stayed with Amber each time the audience blasted the both of them. You were playing Emily's game and willing to pay for more. Girl, got lost in the mud. Yeah, why would you offer them any money? Weird you can respond to people supporting you, but won't address any of the very valid criticism, or Beck, very bizarre behavior. This is really embarrassing. All right, I'm just going to leave it at there. If you guys are interested, you can read the comments. But, yeah, all right. I just wanted to share that. I probably share too much of my own personal thoughts about it, but I can't help myself. And that's that. If you guys have thoughts or feels about it, let me know. Everything I said here was just, allegedly in my opinion for entertainment only. See you guys in the next one.